Welcome back to day 3 of the Canadian Long Track Championships. This is the first pairing of 10 pairings in the 1,000 meter women races. Starting in the inside lane from Alberta, welcome Laurel Hall. And in the outer lane, also from Alberta, say hello to Annie Bourgeois. And we're off a good clean start here, the 200-meter mark. Annie Bourgeois in a 1975. Laura Hall in a 20.1 for the 1,000-meter, 2.5 laps around here to start off the 1,000-meter women's race. Today I'm joined up in the timing booth with the legend and world record holder, Ted Jan Bloemen. Hello, Ted.
Hi, thank you.
I'm
here.
Ted's going to join me. A long distance skater, but is extremely knowledgeable about the sport of speed skating, is going to join me throughout the 1,000 meter women's races and the men's. And right now we've got Laura Hall and Anna Bourgeois, which are down to the backstretch and about ready to finish off the second corner as they head to the straightaway and into the finish line. Bourgeois crosses the line at 1:19.29, just missing a personal best by 4/100ths of a sec. Laura Hall in at 1:21.1. Congratulate Laura Hall with a new personal best. In the second pairing, starting in the inside lane from Alberta, say hello to Abby Young. Emmanuel Cote. Okay, we got the first 200 meter split. Abby Young in at 20.07, Emmanuel Cote 20.11. I was just talking to Ted Jan, who's going to be with me for this afternoon, and I thought there was a bit of puddle of water on the ice, but he said it's a reflection of the ice. Ted, give me some indication of just the ice conditions right now for these racers.
It has looked like the last couple of years the Calgary Olympic Oval struggled a bit with the ice, but it's been really fast this weekend.
And I've talked a little bit about the ice makers or the ice meisters, some of the best in the world right out of Calgary, because they've been at this since 1988. Hard to believe, only 3 years after they built the first oval in Germany in 1985. What was the first oval you competed at?
I grew up in Holland, and I competed in Den Haag and Utrecht.
Well, there's 8 ice ovals or dome ovals in the Netherlands. And let's finish off the race here. And what do we got for times? Emmanuel Cote across line at 1:21.39, and that is a personal best for Emmanuel. Abby Young at 1:21.49, and that's also a personal best, season best. Ladies and gentlemen, personal bests are falling in the first 2 pairings of the 10 pairings of the 1,000 meter races for the women's. In the third pairing, starting in the inside lane from Alberta, Hee Won Song. And in the outer lane from British Columbia, Carolina Hiller. All right, let's look at the first 200-meter times. 18.66 for Carolina Hiller. He won song in at 19:02. I want to ask Ted again, still with the ice surface, when you are warming up for your races, can you tell if you're going to be skating on fast ice or slow ice, and how do you adjust?
Well, mostly you just look at the pairs that go before you to see if it's fast, but you also feel a little bit with the ice. You can feel how your skate digs in and how crisp it feels, and sometimes that gives you a really good feeling.
Slow, do you adjust your race accordingly and just fight your way through it?
Well, for the 1,000 meter we're looking at right now, you just go all out. There's no holding back or no adjusting for slow ice. You just have to go all out.
I want to ask you how different the training is from a 1,000 meter skater to a 10,000 meter skater, but right now we're going to watch the finishing touches of this race. Crossing the line first is Carolina Hiller at 1:18:37, which is a season's best for her, and he won song at 1:22:72. We now move to the fourth pairing of 10 pairings of the 1,000 meter race at the Canadian Long Track Championship. If you've just joined us on YouTube feed, CBC, and Facebook, in the inside lane in this race from Quebec, Rose Lalaboterois, Ophélie Junot. All right, in the first 200 meters, Rose Lalaboterois 18:59, tops in the group so far. Ophélie Junot at 19:86. I'm here with Ted-Jan Bloemen, 5,000 meter world record holder and a gold and silver Olympic medalist in the 10,000 and 5,000 respectively. Ted, you're a long distance skater, 12 and a half. These skaters are only doing 2.5 laps. I want to start a conversation about how different is the training between a long distance skater and basically a long distance sprinter, I guess, if I can say it that way.
Well, even though the distance is very different, there's a lot of overlap still. The speed skating technique is, you have to be efficient with it, and it's fairly similar for long distance and short distance. So we work a lot on that. But for the 1,000 meter, speeds are higher. You're going to need a little bit more strength training, and also some endurance for the second lap.
All right, we'll pick up on that as Lalaboterois crosses the line at 1:18:38, and that's a personal best for Rose Lalaboterois, and Ophélie Junot crosses the line at 1:20:85 for a season's best. Congratulations, ladies. In the fifth pairing of this 1,000-meter race, starting in the inside lane from Quebec, Valerie Malte. And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Lindsay Kent. Okay, let's check in for the 200-meter time. Malte in at 18.69. Lindsay Kent in at 19.31. I want to pick up where I left off with Ted about endurance versus sprinters. Do you want to?
The girls we're looking at right now, they're also doing the 3Ks and the 5Ks, and they have a little bit better endurance than most of the sprinters here. So we're going to see if they can do a really fast last lap.
All right, let's look at their lap time. So we're looking at Malte at 27:48, Kent at 28:7. I watched your 10,000-meter race yesterday. You kept it under 29 for almost the entire race. How was that possible when a lot of skaters struggle to do it for the 5,000 or 1,500? How is that possible? What kind of training is involved?
Well, it's all about efficiency, right? You wanna make it as easy as possible for yourself to maintain those lap times.
All right, crossing the line first is Valerie Malte at 1:14.95. Lindsay Kent at 1:17.92. Malte crushes her personal best by 3 seconds. And Lindsay Kent at 1:17.92, just off her season's best. Ted tells me that's the 6th time Valerie Malte has achieved a personal best this season. Sorry, the 6th fastest time of the season. My apologies. Correction. Can I have a visual, please? In the 6th pairing, in the inside lane from Saskatchewan, Callie Christ. And in the outer lane from Quebec, Gabrielle Jelinek. All right, let's check in on the 200-meter mark. Gabrielle Jelinek at 18.96. Callie Christ at 19. Ted just stepped away. I'll take it from here. Malte crushes her personal best by 3 seconds in the 6th fastest time this year for the 1,000. Congratulations, Valerie. Well, if you've just joined us on YouTube or Facebook or the CBC feed, or you're live here, you're watching the 1,000-meter race. Let's look at the lap times. 28:17 and 28:49. A great clip for Christ and Jelinek. They're looking to probably best their personal best. We're looking at 1:18 or better for these two skaters. As they head down the backstretch, having the last comments in connection with their coaches, heading in around the final corner. Is Callie Christ at 1:16.87. Gabrielle Jelinek at 1:17.97. Christ, a personal best at 1:16.87. At 1:17.97, same for Gabrielle Jelinek. Personal bests are falling left, right, and center today, ladies and gentlemen. In the 7th pairing, in the inside lane from Alberta, Brooklyn McDougall. And in the outer lane from Saskatchewan, Marcia Hudy. All right, the first 200 meters. Marcia Hootie in at 17:64. McDougall in at 18. These skaters are flying down this oval as they head down the backstretch. 2.5 laps in this 1,000 meter race here at the Canadian Long Track Championships. We'll see a full split lap time here in a moment. And they'll get the bell lap, and here goes. There's the bell. And the times are 27:55. Brooke McDougall has the fastest lap time so far, and Marcia Hootie's in at number 2. This is going to be a close race right to the wire as the beautiful technique of speed skating down the backstretch they go. Their last connection with the coaches. McDougall's personal best is 1:16.29, and Hootie's in at 1:15.64. Can personal best continue to fall here at the Canadian Long Track Championships? Here they come to the end, down the stretch. Crossing the line, McDougall. And guess what? Another personal best. Marcia Hootie at 1:17.09. A personal best for Brooklyn McDougall. Congratulations. In the 8th pairing of 10 pairings in the 1,000 meter Canadian Long Track Championships, starting in the inside lane from Manitoba, Alexa Scott. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Madison Pearman. All right, we're coming up to the 200-meter mark with 2s to go. Alexa Scott at 18:55, Madison Pearman at 18:57. These two skaters are looking like they're going to push each other to the lowest possible time. Alexa Scott has a 1:16.30 PB and a 1:16.02 for Madison Pearman. They're very close indeed in terms of time. There's the bell lap, and let's have a look at their lap time. We're looking at 27:48 for Pearman and 27:92 for Scott. And that is considered a very, very low time. That may put them in a position to bust their PBs, but let's find out. They're heading to the final corner. You can hear the crowd screaming. Crossing the line first. 60. And Alexa Scott, 1:15.85. Ladies and gentlemen, best races for these two skaters in this distance in their careers so far. Congratulations, Alexa Scott. Congratulations, Madison Pearman. Well done. Tons of fun to watch. In the 9th pairing, in the inner lane from Quebec, Beatrice Lamarche. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Kaylin Irvine. Okay, the first 200 meters, Kaylin Irvine in at 17:93, Beatrice Lamarche in at 18:39. I was just talking with Ted here off air as to why these times are lower. Number one, the ice is really, really fast. Well done by the ice meisters. Secondly, the skaters are getting better and better and faster. They're serving notice, ladies and gentlemen. This is an Olympic year. Many of them want to go to the ice ribbon in Beijing in February of 2022. We're seeing Irvine's got the fastest lap time so far to 27:33. We're seeing incredible race times today, and everybody's keeping an eye on them. Down the back stretch they go, the last connection and communication with their coaches, heading to the final corner, and then off to the finish line. First is Kaylin Irvine at a 1:15:39, which is a season's best. Beatrice LaMarche at a 1:16:65, which is a season's best for Beatrice as well. Let me introduce to you the 10th and final pairing of the 1,000-meter women's race in the Canadian Long Track Championships. Starting in the inside lane from Ontario, Evanie Blondin. And in the outer lane from British Columbia, Abigail McCluskey. Something wasn't right at the starter level, and we're going to redo it. Okay, here we go. The 10th and final pairing. Evanie Blondin at 18:63. McCluskey at 19:08. 2.5 laps. Evanie Blondin is a mass start world champ, and she has tremendous speed and endurance. Exactly what you need to compete at a high level in the 1,000 meters. Blondin's lap time is 27:87. McCluskey at 28:93. The bell has been rung. We're in the final 300 meters of the 1,000 meter, the 10th and final pairing. We got a 1:14:18 personal best. Can even best that. 1:15:60 for McCluskey. Here they come into the final corner. Right to the wire. The skate crosses the line. Evanie Blondin at 1:15:63. McCluskey at 1:18:75. And it's that quick, ladies and gentlemen, because these speed skaters are that quick. I didn't do a count, but a lot of personal bests fell of these 10 pairings of the 20 skaters. I would say close to 7 or 8 of them. Malte takes the lowest time at 1:14:95. Valerie Malte from Quebec. Kaylin Irvine, the second fastest time at 1:15:39. And Madison Perriman with a crushing record of her personal best. And the third place. Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do ice resurfacing is what we're going to do. Ice resurfacing, and we're going to be back here on the air. Let me just check the time. at 16:50, so that's 10 minutes to 5 or 4:50 Mountain Daylight Time if you've joined us on YouTube. And we'll have a medal presentation. We've got the legendary Susan Ock, who's the CEO of Speed Skating Canada, will also be handing out the medals this afternoon. So unless I'm told differently, it will be after the ice resurfacing, but before the men's 1,000 meters. I don't know about you, but I'm excited up here in the timing booth, ladies and gentlemen. That's some awesome skating. You've seen the fastest long track skaters in Canada right here at the Calgary Olympic Oval and Olympic Hopefuls, some of the fastest in the world. You're watching in Beijing in February 2022 at what they call the ice ribbon. Let's get some music on. Okay, I guess it's award presentation time. Just let me get set up here for a moment. We are now going to present the top 3 fastest times for the women 1,000 meters. We have the individual presenting the awards is the legendary Susan Ock. Let me just talk a little bit about Susan first. While she is the CEO of Speed Skating Canada, she had an amazing career competing in many Olympics over a long career. Started her career in the 1988 Olympics, not started her career, but competed in the 1988 Olympics and got a bronze medal in short track. And then a silver medalist in Lillehammer and Nagano in 1994 and 1998. An illustrious career, and that was in the 500 meters. She's been inducted into the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame, the Olympic Hall of Fame, the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, and you know you've made it when you have an oval named after you. Give it up, first of all, for our presenter, Susan Ock. The last thing she'd want me to be doing. All right, Susan, let's start with the 3rd fastest time. A young lady who I've met over the last couple times I've been in Calgary, a lovely lady from Panoka, Alberta, who just crushed her personal time at a time of 1:15:60. 3rd place time, Madison Pearman. In 2nd place, from Alberta at a 1:15:39, give it up for Kaylin Irvine. And a race of all races, this young lady from Quebec, 0.12 before today, but crushed it and finished off our 1st place time of 1:14:95, the fastest time, the fastest 1,000 meter woman in Canada, Valerie Malte. Great racing, ladies. Congratulations, Valerie, Kaylin, and Madison. Say hello to the camera. If the lens can see you, you can see it. And to all the other races, congratulations. What an afternoon of racing, both live in the oval and on the feeds from YouTube, Facebook, and CBC. Coming up in 9 minutes' time, the 1,000 meter men's races. Hang on to your hats. The times are about to get faster. 5 time for the 1,000 meter men race at the Canadian Long Track Championships. Well, you know what's coming up next in 3 minutes' time. The 1,000 meter men's race in the Canadian Long Track Championships. Who's going to be crowned the fastest male on skates for 2.5 laps around a 400 meter oval? Valerie Malte takes the female crown. Who is going to take the male crown? 2 minutes to start time. 2 minutes to start time. Mark Poulin will be the starter for today. The track record is 106.51. Will that fall? That's from is the track record holder here in Calgary, set in 2017. Let's settle in as we move towards the start time in less than 2 minutes. All right, we have 10 pairings in this 1,000 meter men's race. This is the first pairing, obviously. Starting in the inside lane from British Columbia, Nicholas Hiller. And in the outer lane from Quebec, Cedric Brunet. We've got two fast skaters in pairing number one. Cedric Brunet at a 16.65, 200-meter. Nicholas Hiller at 17.25. Brunet came off a crushing personal best in the 500 meters by a full 1 second. What's he going to do in the 1,000-meter, 2.5 laps around? His PB is 1:10.74, which is also his season's best. Nicholas Hiller at a 1:10.14 will be his PB. Can these guys, like the women, start knocking down their personal best with the bell lap and less than 400 meters to go, with a lap time of 25.6 for Brunet and Hiller at 26.59 as they go down the backstretch in the final corner? What's it going to be in pairing number one? Here comes Brunet. Crossing the line first. 43, and that is a personal best for Brunet. Nicholas Hiller at 1:12.65. Brunet is having an outstanding Canadian Long Track Championships. Two personal bests, one in the 500 and one right now. Congratulations, Cedric. In the second pairing of 10 pairings, starting in the inside lane from Alberta, Max Halleck. And in the outer lane from Ontario, Hayden Meilleur. We have two false starts in this race. We'll get a ruling on this. Two false starts for Max Halleck. It's unfortunate. Okay, in this pairing, it's Hayden Meilleur that will fly solo throughout this race. I don't know. Okay, let me get caught up on the race here. Meilleur 18.12 for the first 200 meters. He's at 44.29 with a lap time of 29:26.17. Unfortunately, Max Halleck was DQ'd on the second false start. Really unfortunate. No one wants to see that. That has happened, though, unfortunately. But here we go. Meilleur has a personal best of 1:10.03, not being pushed by any other skater. Let's see how he finishes up. He's going to cross the line with a time of 1:11.10. Not quite his personal best, but a season's best by 4/100ths of a second. in the third pairing of 10 pairings. Starting in the inside lane from Alberta, Frank Roth. And in the outer lane from British Columbia, Jacob. If you've just joined us, we're in pairing number 3, Frank Roth from Alberta, Jacob Graham from British Columbia. The two fastest 200-meter starts, Frank Roth at 16:51 and Jacob Graham in at 16:63. Roth has a personal best of 1:10.01, which is also his season's best, actually. And Graham is at 1:09, so it'll be interesting. Fantastic lap times. 25:41 and 25:62. Let's see how these lap times hold up. Be interesting if Frank Roth benefit a little bit from Jacob Graham's draft as they round the final corner into the finish line. And crossing the line first is Frank Roth at 1:09.82 and Jacob Graham at 1:10.82. That'll be a season's best for Jacob Graham, but for Frank Roth, that applause you heard, 1:09.82, best is personal by about 3/100ths of a second. Congratulations, Frank Roth. Well done. In the fourth pairing of these 10 pairings in the 1,000-meter race, starting in the inside lane from British Columbia, Anders Johnson. And in the outer lane from Quebec, Hubert. Okay, the first 200 meters, Hubert Marcotte in at 16:79, Anders Johnson in at 17:02. 1,000 meters, it's 2.5 laps around the 400-meter oval. First 200 meters and then 2 laps after that. They're 1.5 laps in. There is the bell lap. Marcotte on a lap time, Johnson in at 25:32. Johnson's got a personal best of 1:09.88 and Marcotte in at 1:10 even. Let's see how they do. Personal bests are falling all afternoon long. Let's hope it continues. The skaters want it. The fans want it. The coaches want it. Crossing the line first, Hubert Marcotte at 1:08.59. He's happy with that because that's a personal best. And same for Anders Johnson, 1:09.73. Just sneaks in underneath his personal best. Gentlemen, congratulations. The time to beat is Hubert Marcotte at 1:08.59, Johnson at 1:09.73, and Roth in at 1:09.82. In the fifth pairing, coming up, starting in the inside lane from Ontario, Jake Weideman. And in the outer lane from Calgary. Okay, we got Fiula and Weideman. Fiula's got the top 200-meter time at 16.4. He's flying around the ice. Weideman is at 17.13. I noticed Krista Fiula had one hand on the ice for his start. Legendary Will Dutton used to do that a lot. He studied starts and had some of the fastest starts in the world. And no doubt that's caught on with other skaters. Weideman and Fiula on 5 is Weideman's personal best. And Fiula at 1:08.47. We got a fast lap time for Fiula. Let's see if he can hold it in and see if we can get some more personal best falling here as they head to the final corner and into the finish line. Crossing the line, 1:08.97 for Weideman, 1:09.81 for Fiula. Fiula gets a season's best out of that, but Weideman gets a personal best. Congratulations, Jake Weideman. In the 6th pairing, starting and finishing in the inside lane from Manitoba, Jess Neufeld. And in the outer lane from Verlacroix. All right, Boisvert Lacroix with the fastest opening time of 16:18 in the 200 meters. Neufeld in at 6:17.25. Boisvert Lacroix is noticed for his fast times in the sprints. Neufeld's got a personal best of 1:09.33. Boisvert at 1:07. That's the bell lap with less than 400 meters to go. Their lap times is just over 25 seconds. Here comes Boisvert Lacroix, crosses the line at 1:09.95, and Neufeld in at 1:10.07. In the 7th pairing, starting and finishing in the inside lane from Ontario, Vincent Dehetra. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Paul Coder. Okay, the opening time for Vincent Dehetra is 17:01. Coder is at 17:15. Vincent Dehetra is the Canadian record holder here, set in 2017 with a time of 1:06.72, which is also his personal best. Not far off the track record here in Calgary. He's also posted the 3rd fastest time in the world so far this season. All right, we're rounding out the race. Let's see if they can beat their personal best. We're looking at 106.72 for De Hatra. He crosses a line at 108.02, which is a season's best for him, and Coder's in at 111.14, which is a season's best for him as well. Coming up, the 8th pairing of 10 pairings in the 1,000-meter men's race, starting and finishing in the inside lane from Manitoba, Tyson Langlar. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Gilmore Jr. Out of the first corner into the first 200 meters, Junio in with a 16:22. 200 meters, Langlar at 16:93. I noticed Junio started a lot like one of the other skaters when the hand on the ice, just like Will Dutton used to do. Personal best for Langlar is 108.69 and Junio at 108.39. Let's hope they can hold it. Here's the bell lap here. Let's check out their lap time, 25:24. Langlar's picking up his speed with a lap time of 25:06. Even though Junio had a faster start time, this is going to be close. Their PBs are stretch they go. Their last communication with their coaches. Now it's all up to them in the final corner of the 1,000 meters. Here they come. Looks like Tyson's going to take the placing and the time 108.14 with a personal best and a season's best. Juno win at 109.99. Congratulations, Tyson Langlar. That's a personal best. You know it, and we know it. In the 9th pairing, the second last pairing of the 1,000-meter men's in the Canadian Long Track Championships, starting and finishing in the inside lane from Quebec, Antoine Gelano-Beaulieu. And in the outer lane from Quebec, Laurent Dubreau. All right, Dubreau with the fastest opening time at 15:92 by a full second. He is on fire as a rocket. Antoine Gelano-Beaulieu at 16:81. Laurent Dubreau is off to an amazing start here in this 1,000 meters. Let's see. He is the crowning champion of the 500 meters. Will he maintain that in the 1,000 meters? There is the bell lap with a time of 24:36. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get excited about this race right now watching Laurent Dubreau. Antoine Gelano-Beaulieu is right down the backstretch, the last communication with their coach. This is exciting. What's it going to be? Coming out the final corner, here comes Dubreau. His personal best is 106.76. He's going to cross the line at a time of 107.29 for a season's best, but off his personal best. 108.10 for a season's best for Antoine Gelano-Beaulieu. Gentlemen, thank you for making that race incredibly exciting. This is the 10th and final pairing and the last race of the day for the Canadian Long Track Championships. In the 10th pairing in the inner lane from Alberta, Connor Howe. Skating and finishing in the outer lane from Quebec, David Laroux. All right, the opening 200 meters for Connor Howe. 16:77. David Laroux at 16:38. Connor Howe's personal best is 107.44. David Laroux's in at 107.71. And there is the bell lap. 24:91. I always get really excited when it creeps under 25 seconds. David Laroux in at 25.7 as they head down the straightaway. Coming down the final corner, crossing the finish line first with a time of 108.28 is Connor Howe, and David Laroux in at 109.32. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're not done just yet. That's 10 pairings in the men's 1,000 meter. Laurent Dubray with a fast time of 107.29. His 600 meters was almost on a world record pace. Vincent Dehetto 2 and Antoine Gelano-Beaulieu in the third fastest time of 108. We are going to do an ice repair right now, and then following the ice repair, we are going to have a reskate. Max Halleck will have the opportunity to reskate 1,000 meters, and that's coming up, and I'll keep you posted. Ice has been repaired by the Ice Meisters. Halleck, so the official introduction, skating in the inside lane from Alberta. Give it up for Max Halleck. Okay, Max Halleck's opening time is 17.24. He's got a personal best time of 110.29. He has a season's best of 111.46. Give him the cheers as he goes down the front stretch here in front of the stands. His coach will look after him on the back stretch. Here he comes down the front stretch. We'll check out his lap time. He's got the bell lap right now, 26:22. Halleck with less than 400 meters to go. Can he best his 110.29 time or a season's best 111.46? Down the back stretch, last communication with his coach, and out of the corner. Here he comes towards the finish line. Here comes Halleck, ready to cross the line. That tip of the skate crosses the line, a time of 1:11.89, just off his season's best by 4/100ths of a second. Still a good race. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. The YouTube feed. Of some sort. You've just witnessed some incredible fast times in the 1,000 meters. I had an opportunity to have Ted-Jan Bloemen up here in the timing deck, both on the air and off the air, and learned a lot more about the sport of speed skating. Ted-Jan Bloemen is the 5,000 meter world record holder. He's also a gold medalist and silver medalist in the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics, 10,000 meters in the gold and 5,000 in the silver. And he's the former world record holder in the 10,000 meters. In fact, he got a track record yesterday in the 10,000 meters. So Ted-Jan Bloemen, thank you very much for being up here in the timing booth with me. He'll be skating the 1,500 meter with tomorrow. Okay, let's just summarize the results. We're going to have a medal presentation here shortly. So the third fastest time was Antoine Jean-Beaulieu, and the second fastest time is the Canadian record holder, Vincent Dehetra, and Laurent Dubrow with the fastest time. And shortly we're going to have medal presentations, and they'll be given out by the legendary speed skater and CEO of Speed Skating Canada, Susan Ock, momentarily. Jill, we're going to have the medal presentation, yes? Jill, medal presentation? I believe we have a medal presentation coming up at some point. If we are having a medal presentation, we'll need Susan Ock and 3 of the fastest skaters in Canada. It's time. Okay, I think we're about ready to have a medal presentation. Is that correct? Okay, I'm going to give, we're about to present the medals to the 1,000 meter men's top fastest times, because one of the achievements of the Canadian Long Track Championships is a crowning of the fastest skater in each of the disciplines. Handing out today's awards is CEO of Speed Skating Canada, Susan Ock, a native of Winnipeg, Manitoba, a speed skater herself. Twice in speed skating circles, competing at many Olympics, a bronze medalist in the 1988 Winter Olympics right here in short track, and a silver medalist in Lillehammer and Nagano in 1994, 1998 in the 500 meters. She's been inducted into the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame, the Olympic Hall of Fame, the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, and you know you've arrived in the sport of speed skating when they name an oval after you. There's not a chance that'll ever happen in my life. Give it up for Susan Ock, our medal presenter. Do we have 3 skaters down there? The third fastest time with a time of 1:08.10. Give it up for Antoine Gelanobilio. In the second place, and the reigning Canadian record holder in the Long Track Championships with a time of 1:08.02. Give it up for Vincent Dehatra. And this guy's having an awesome Canadian Long Track Championships as he was crowned the fastest 500-meter racer in Canada on ice. And now he gets to say he's the fastest 1,000-meter racer with a 600-meter time of close to world record time. With a 1,000-meter time, a full race time of 1:07.229, 1:07.29. Give it up from Quebecer, Laurent Dobré. Congratulations, gentlemen. Antoine, Vincent, and Laurent. Exciting racing for us today. And Susan will give you the medals. Big round of applause for these gentlemen. Great meet so far. Way to make this sports exciting. You're beautiful speed skaters, gentlemen. And that's a wrap. Day 3 of the Canadian long track